Why is the queen so cunty today?
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Real sensey, huh?
Real sensey, that fucking queen, man.
Not enough tails.
Lou must have got the disease.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure Lou is plenty healthy, but maybe Lou was a little cunty and it just rubbed off.
It's his first day back after a 4-day bender.
Yeah.
Lou was probably missing him, making a ruckus in the cage. Sensey. Very sensey.
After a 4-day weekend, we know we're getting Sleepy Bill, and there's a chance that we get Shitty Bill, and all in one swing. So
yeah,
this is the life we live. We decided to do the show, and we got to deal with it. So here he comes. Here comes the queen. Boop 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 boop. All rise. There he is. How's it going, Bill?
Fine.
Good. Glad to hear it. Did you get home okay?
Yeah, it's monsoon out there.
How was work?
It's work.
Yeah. How is Lou? I mean, what are you drinking?
Water.
Nice.
With a little bit of that. What's that fucking shit? I don't even know what it is.
Liquid cocaine. Oh, what?
No, I don't do cocaine. The shit you squirt in comes in a black bottle. I don't know what it's called. But it's black. It's black cherry. It's like just a water mixture or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Flavor? Water flavor?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's called. I gave it a shot.
What are those? You can get the the bubbly water. What are those fucking called? The
Bublés?
I don't know.
Seltzer water?
No. It's like a machine you get. The fuck is that noise?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you make your own soda and stuff, right?
Yeah, Soda Stream.
Things? Yeah.
It's right there. Ray, did you mute yourself because you have some kind of bullshit going on in your house right now?
My boiler went on. It's cold. I'm sorry.
This is your boiler? This is the bullshit we're going to have to deal with all winter with your fucking boiler on?
No. Podcast studio is under construction right now.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yep.
So just tonight?
Yeah,
maybe Thursday?
Just tonight. Maybe Sunday.
How long? What's the construction deadline here?
Oh, it'll be done. I don't know.
What are you building?
Just basement. Some TVs down here and, couch.
Wow.
A little escape from my heavenly life.
Reality? Are you doing that yourself or are you paying professionals?
I am a professional.
He's in the trades. All right, well, document that shit. So when it all goes wrong, we can laugh at
your
you.
house burns down.
Well, I did electrical already, and so far so good. I haven't burned the place down.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yep.
And we know your fat ass is a plumber, so if you're doing any of that, should be fine. The framing, that should be interesting to see, but that's the easiest part. So good luck. Good luck on that, Ray. Can't wait to get the new and improved Dr. Big Mac studio. Not hear your fucking boiler for 30 straight minutes or your fat boy fan for 30 straight minutes.
Oh, I forgot to turn my fan on. That's why you hear my boiler.
Well, maybe the fan's better than the boiler because it's ridiculous. This fucking guy.
He's a fucking moron.
He's very temperature sensitive. It's either too hot or too cold. You can't quite get right. You can't fluctuate that amount of extra.
Do you have your heat on, Ray, in your house right now?
Yes, Bill. I have. See, I actually raised my children. I didn't just neglect them their whole lives. So, yes, I have small children that I don't want to be cold.
Yeah, I don't put my heat on until Thanksgiving. Last year it got to 49 degrees in here before I decided it was time to turn the heat on.
Yeah, but you got a furnace. I got a boiler.
Nobody ever say that Billy Trashcan's not a man of principle. That's something he sticks by. It could be free. It could be frost on the wall. So if it's not Thanksgiving, he's not turning the fucking heat on. Put a sweater on, you pussy.
That's right. I keep it a nice 64 in the winter, and I turn it down to 55 during the day. Fuck it. I don't care. I live alone. I want to be fucking cold. I'm going to be goddamn cold.
He's got icicles pulling off that gray beard in the morning. It doesn't matter. You're going to go to work, collect some
my
tails.
bedroom's also on the 3rd floor, so it gets hot as fuck up there.
All right.
Even keeping the heat low, so.
This is a Simple Mind Sports Show. Wednesday headlines, October 14th. Welcome. I feel like the 14th is a 14th a significant date? No.
Where's this? Well, it's Indigenous People Day yesterday.
Yeah. Did you guys have Columbus Day off?
Yes.
That's a very fucking New England thing. I've never.
You didn't have it off?
No.
I don't get Columbus Day off. The only reason I had it off because it just happened to fall on my weekend.
I had it off.
You're a bender, you mean?
This weekend was definitely a bender.
Oh, this week this was the one that really
Set it off.
trumped the pattern.
Yeah.
Well, the last one I drank heavy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I just recuperate Sunday and
Got
Monday. This week
Got
I
it.
drank
No,
Thursday
it's
to
true.
Sunday.
This is my I did say 4. I did say 4 days, and 4 days is not 3. We're dealing with the numbers, guys. So you got to be very specific, right, when you're talking about benders.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of specific, boys, we got NHL free agency news, and that's how I want to start the show today. Petrangelo, the guy that we talked about on Fat Tuesday, as one of the big name free agents in
the
NHL.
big name.
Yeah, the biggest
I guess
name,
the
yeah.
big name. Yeah,
He was
I
probably
mean,
bigger. He was ranked
now
number
look,
one.
the Bruins were not linked to him at all. I mean, Sweeney came out and said that we haven't even talked to the guy. But, we played our pipe dream scenarios, and a couple of them involved this guy. But, nay, he goes to Las Vegas, 7 years, $61.6 million deal. Vegas had to make a trade to make this happen, which I want to get into in a second here.
Which
but,
pisses me off.
Yeah, that's the point. But just your initial reaction, which Rain Man, 7 years, 61.6 is 8.8 or whatever it was.
8.86.
How do you feel about that? Would you want hockey guy Bill Petrangelo for 7 years at 8.8? You okay
Nope.
with the Bruins not pulling that trigger, or
Yeah,
would you
hard
take it?
pass on Petrangelo for that much. I think it's too much money. 8.8 coming off. I mean, if you were going to spend money on the defense, you would have kept Torrey Krug, or you would have went a little cheaper out and got Ekman Larson, which you were rumored to get. Obviously, it probably would have cost you Vakanainen. And so, I mean, I can see why they're not making the move. They don't need to spend $8 million on defense, at least not this year. Wait till next year if you want to think about bolstering your defense. Tuukka Rask's $7.5 million is coming off your books next year. That's when you're going to pay. There's a lot of rumors going around that fucking the Delaware North Group, which is owned by Jeremy Jacobs, which is a big concession stand people, and they do all the stadiums.
Ray knows about him very much.
I know those.
Yeah, so Jacobs, which they're telling them how much money they lost without the stadiums being open for fans, and there's rumors that they're telling the Bruins not to spend. So that article I kind of sent you from The Athletic, where you're $12.5 million under the cap, and it looks like you're done spending. That might be coming from ownership and not driven by Sweeney and Neely.
Yeah, they're calling it the inner cap. The inner cap for the Boston Bruins is being reluctant to spend the money. But I think I agree. Ray, are you on the same page with probably not the biggest need to go drop 8.8 per year for 7 years for
Yeah, because then you're done. If you're done, and if you get injuries or anything like that, you're screwed during the season. So yeah, I'm very happy that Bruins didn't go after and sign that contract.
Well, it doesn't leave, and it also doesn't leave you money to sign your own guys. Like I think Grizzlick's deserving of a contract. Say what you want about Jake DeBrusk. If you can get him on a nice bridge deal, which I've been kind of preaching, you won't have money to sign those guys. So, I mean, you want Craig Smith and Petrangelo are your two guys that you're going to go into.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that was the biggest splash. He was going to get the biggest amount of money. And, we know whether it's the Jacobs being cheap, which they have a track record of doing. I don't know if we can get on them too much about being too cheap. I mean, your team has the most wins in the NHL in the last 10 years. So you can't get them on too much. But, yeah, this might be a scenario. I mean, you're seeing it with the fucking Crafts.
But you also laid off all your full-time employees, and you were the last one to make money. The last one to do that shit. So.
They're not, they're not going poor. Let's not shed a tear for them. They're not going in the red, but they certainly have a, their expectations. Ray, mute your fucking until
like
someone talks to you,
Jesus.
or turn your heat off. Fucking A, you cold.
I let your kids fucking freeze for one night, for Christ's
Good
sakes.
God, put a blanket on. Put a blanket on, children, for 40 minutes. All right, let me get to these other two signings that went down before we get into how it affects the Bruins. So, Toffoli, Bill, you were big on Toffoli as a winger coming to the Bruins. He went to the Canadians, 4 years, $17 million.
That's a deal I would have made. I had him at 4.5. He's a little more. Yeah, it's right around 4.5. I had him there. I would have been comfortable paying that. It still leaves you a little bit of room. And truthfully, I would take Tyler Toffoli over Jake DeBrusk. So you can kind of move DeBrusk if you
take
need
anybody
to.
over Jake DeBrusk.
That's
Bill.
not true.
You were a DeBrusk hater. You were the chairman of Fuck DeBrusk Inc. Yeah. Okay. Don't deny it. Also, the Flyers signed Gustafsson, who was a left wing or a left shot defenseman that may or may not have fit next to McAvoy there. 1 year, $3 million. Had a really good year 2 years ago. Fell back down to earth this year. Hockey Guy Ray, any initial thoughts on the Toffoli Flyers signing before we get into the absolute void of zero the Bruins are putting?
No, those two were actually cap-friendly deals, so I don't know why they didn't make an effort for any of those guys. But, I don't know. Like you guys said, maybe they're just not spending money. Maybe they're just
the 1 year Gustafsson built.
Yeah,
the 1 year Gustafsson,
$3 million. That's not bad
taking
at all.
a flyer on a guy to go play next to McAvoy for 1 fucking year to fill a void that you have while you are obviously still trying to make a move towards a championship because you have not touched your key pieces, mainly Krejci or Tuukka. So that guy who I get didn't have a great year this year. Got some big money from Vancouver after a really good year in 2018. 1 year, $3 million.
It's just a prove it deal. You want the Bruins to get in on that. He's their best left shot defenseman that's out there on the market. There's trash left. So
hold on, Bill, before I get this, because I want your point, because I think you're going to go there. Sorry to interrupt you. But Nate Schmidt was the guy that was traded from Vegas to make room for Pietrangelo. He's right around 5 and change in terms of cap space. He signed a 6-year deal, I think it was. I don't know where he is in that deal. But he was the guy that was traded. Another decent fit in this Bruins system that would have fit under the cap. That would have been something you could do. It only took a 3rd-round pick. You certainly could have made that move, and it wouldn't have hamstrung you even with the cap. You could still go sign DeBrusk, even if Bill doesn't want him. But moving forward, I want your opinion on this, Bill. The Bruins remain silent is the bigger point. They're not even on Gustafsson, whatever how you pronounce his fucking name. They're not in the trade for Schmidt.
Yep.
There's a couple other names out there that we can get into, but frankly, the Bruins remain silent. And we said this last show, Fat Tuesday. If they walk into the season with this roster,
it's a loser.
You're gonna hear it,
especially with Marchand and fucking. Bills.
We'll get there.
But I'm just
we'll
saying,
get there, Ray. So yeah, they're going to walk in with some injuries on the season, but this off season is going to be a complete fucking disappointment with the amount of space that they have and the amount of leverage that they had in a COVID rampant fucking off season, being one of the few teams in a position of winning and a position with cap space, and you didn't go do anything. And at this point, they can't really do anything that's going to make you say, "Wow." They made a move.
Yeah,
that's disappointing. What else
it's definitely disappointing. You should have been in on Schmidt. That's a good deal. You had Torrey Krug last year. I believe he was 5.25 at the end of his deal, roughly. So again, he would have slotted right in there. Grizzlick's going to be cheap. You could probably get him in $2 to $3 million, probably a Craig Smith type deal.
So he's going to arbitration. On the 20th is his arbitration date, so we'll see what he comes in.
Yeah, I would like to see you get a bridge deal instead of going to arbitration, so don't be surprised if the Bruins come to terms with him before then, because usually in arbitration you only get the 1 year, and then you're going to reach – I think you do it again next year, I believe, or you're a free agent. So
so this is my stupidity. Can you come to a deal after you've already declared arbitration?
I don't think so, because then he would have won arbitration, because usually I know, Bruins are going to come with their number – Grizzlick's going to come with their number. The guy's going to be like, the arbitrator.
So that's already happened. Grizzlick has decided to go to arbitration. They set the date today to the 20th.
Yeah, but
I know in baseball you have until the arbitration date
Yeah, you do.
to sign a deal. I don't know if it's the same in hockey.
Yeah, no, don't be
Okay.
surprised. Like
Okay.
I said, don't be surprised if he signs before arbitration. You know, I mean, again, it's just you agreed to go, but if the Bruins come and overwhelm him with an offer, you're going to do it. But as far as the Bruins standing still, you're not a championship team going in there. You might not even be better than fucking Toronto in your division, so you could be fighting for a wild card spot. And then what happens? Probably Washington and more than likely Tampa Bay are your number 1 and 2 teams, so you're facing one of those guys in the first round. All right, but keep an eye on, I think, Mackenzie Weegar out of Florida. He's a left shot. He's a left side defenseman, but he's a right shot, but he does play on the left side. He's a guy, had a very good year in Florida this year. He's a guy that you could slot right into McAvoy's spot. No, you could put him in McAvoy's spot. He could play next to McAvoy. But again, I think that deal was more dependent on them getting Schmidt. And now Schmidt didn't go to Florida, so I don't know. But that was the big rumor last night.
The rumor with that was it was going to take a prospect or a pick. I don't know what kind of prospect or what kind of pick, but not totally high end. I mean, you might
got a couple of forward stats like
JFK.
You could probably dump.
You got prospects, Bruins. You got prospects out the ass. And at this point in time, they're not going to be able to make a splash, or will they? So let's throw some pipe dreams out there again. So the Blackhawks, big guns, are pissed. They got supposedly blindsided by the direction of their franchise. They traded Stahl, or they let him go.
Brandon Saad is the guy they got rid of.
I mean, yeah.
That's their boy.
And they let their goalie walk.
Yeah.
And now Taves and Kane are pissed. Do you take a shot at one of these guys? Now, it's going to cost you at least Krejci, and you're going to have to sign DeBrus to that $6 million deal, $4 million. You're going to have to make the money work because both these guys make $10 million per. But they're both in and around 30 years old.
Kane's 31, Taves is 32.
So do you make the move? Do you make the franchise-altering move, offer them the sun for one of these guys? Now you have to understand that Chicago is out on leverage at this point. These guys are pissed. They are essentially moving to a rebuilding phase, and and these guys are signed big money for a decent amount of years. So it's not like you have to give up your entire fucking team, but you're gonna have to make a real hockey trade here. Ray, do you do? I mean, Ray does it. He's a star fucker.
Well, Kane has played in 973 games and has 1,022 points.
He's a stud. He's a fucking unbelievable stud. But what if it's Krejci two firsts, and they're not going to deal with McAvoy?
Pasternak.
So Krejci 2 firsts. They're not going to deal Pasternak. They're not going to do that.
Patrick Kane, I would.
Well, yeah, I would do it for.
But again,
too. But I don't.
You're chasing a title. If you made a deal like that and you gave up Pasternak, you're thinking you're chasing, like you're in win now mode. Truthfully, I mean, you can't afford these guys.
How are they not in win now mode now, Bill? If they're not moving on from Krejci and Tuukka right now.
They still have a nucleus built around McAvoy and Pasternak. Marchand's still going to be there. He's only 31 years old. So you still got that little nucleus that you can build around, which is what you kind of had in Chicago. Yeah, you don't have Taves in Chicago, but again, think about how Chicago, Duncan Keith was there early in those years. You had Brett Seabrook there those years with those two guys. So if you build it like that, I mean, you already got your star defenseman and you also got your star left winger. So you could build around those guys. So if you technically really there are some future guys, but if you really, really, really want to win now, you're trading one of those guys, and it's going to take one of those guys to get either Kane or Taves.
Yeah.
They're 3-time champions. Taves is one of the best two-way players in all of hockey. In his prime, he's still in the back end of his prime. He was when he was winning titles with Chicago, he was probably a top 3 overall player in the NHL. He was that fucking good.
Krejci, Pasternak, and a first for Taves.
I'd probably go for Kane instead of Taves because Kane's a better scorer, and if you're giving up Taves is the better pure scorer, the better all-around talent assist-wise. Kane's a fucking sniper. And you're giving up Pasternak, who solidifies your left wing next on the Bergeron line, but Patrick Kane is a fucking sniper. He can drop 50 goals more so than
in that situation though.
Kane has more assists than Taves does, by the way, just so you know.
In that situation, though, marginally.
Hayes was hurt a couple years too.
Marginally, do you get that much better if you're getting rid of Krejci and Pasternak? I don't think so. The point of this is Chicago's in a building looking like
You
they're
can get
moving
both
towards.
of them.
Well, now you're
That's a pipe
talking about
dream.
a completely reshifting your organization type of move. I'm looking at that. If you want to talk pipe dream, I'm looking at it as you keep your young guys. Krejci is the money move, and you give up big draft picks and a lot of prospects.
You might not even have to give up money.
If Chicago is truly rebuilding, they literally cannot afford to hang on to $20 million in cap room in those two guys as they try to rebuild their franchise. And when you're in that position, you lack leverage, and you're looking for young talent in return, but your leverage is gone. So it's draft picks and it's money to make the money work.
I'd give up McAvoy in a first and figure out the money. You don't even have to give up Krejci in that deal. If you want to win fucking now, you can.
Why would you give up McAvoy over
Because you
Krejci?
can plug and play. You're going to plug and play defenders. Put fucking Patrick Kane on the number 1 or number 2 line. You can keep Krejci. You're talking about rolling 4 lines. I'm telling you right now, you could give up McAvoy. I like McAvoy, but I'm not sure if he's going to project as high as the Bruins think he is.
Well, what's his contract?
It's cheap.
You
got to make the money work.
Yeah,
you don't.
For
You don't have to make the money work when you have a salary cap.
They have $21 billion those two guys bring over it alone.
No, you
got
got
to
to get rid of both. I'm just saying.
You got to get rid of some
Patrick
fucking
Kane.
money, Bill. You got to get
just
rid of
Patrick
some
Kane.
money.
$12 million under the cap right now.
I thought you were just saying for both. I'm sorry.
No, you're $12
right.
million
Look,
under the cap right now. I'm not saying I would.
It's a pipe dream, and I don't even
it's a
think
pipe dream.
I don't think Sweeney has the balls or the skill to pull it off, honestly, because he can't even make a splash with this amount of space in this type of offseason. He can't even do that. So, but it is interesting, and it will be interesting to watch that franchise and how they maneuver this. And don't be surprised if you see another team make a deal for one of these guys and you go, fuck, the Bruins could have done that.
Can I tell you
and
the
they
team?
don't.
Can I tell you the team?
Yeah, go ahead.
Colorado.
I bet it's Tampa.
Colorado, because Stamkos is rumored to go on to Colorado. Well, now if Taves and Kane are there, who would you rather have? Stamkos has been injured the last 4 years. You can go out. Yeah, it's more money. But if Colorado was 2 injuries away from winning, probably going to the Stanley Cup. They lost their starting goalie in Nate McKinnon went down in the first 2 games of the conference finals. So, I mean, if they were healthy, they would have gave a better run.
I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see. I mean, those are the types of franchise-changing talents, even in walking into their 30s, that I thought. Not to that level, but I thought Sweeney was gonna make some moves, and it's to circle it full circle here. It's really fucking disappointed that Craig Smith is all we have to talk about, and the departure of Torrey Krug going into 2021. And let's cap this off with the recent news that we got today, Tuesday, as we go into Wednesday. Brad Marchand, David Pasternak, and McAvoy all had surgeries recently. McAvoy is expected to be back for the beginning of the season. Marchand and Pasternak are now expected to miss the beginning of the season. I ask you this. Out of those 3 guys, which one did any of them miss time, Ray? Did any of those guys miss games in the playoffs?
He still came back. Shut the fuck up.
Which
he
one
still
was
came
that
back.
again?
Was a
Which
point
one was
per
that
game
again?
player.
That's,
Shut up.
the
We're not
Queens.
having this
So
argument.
Brad Marchand with a sports hernia played, was impactful, was one of the best players on the ice from a majority of the first 2 rounds. And where was David Pasternak? In the fucking stands again?
Still a point per game player when he was in there.
Give me a fucking break with this guy.
What if it was the fucking Bruins not rushing him back? Suck my dick, Rich.
Yeah,
Fuck
what
off.
if? Yeah, good argument, Bill. Really good argument. Keep standing by your boy with suck my dick. That'll go over real well. He's not a fucking guy. He's not a tough guy. Yeah, you want to trade?
I will
David
100.
Pasternak
I'm
for
100%.
Kane, I'll do it 1,000 times at 1,000
I'm
times.
100%
Because David
admitting he's not a
Pasternak
tough
will
guy.
disappoint you
That's
for
not-
the rest of his fucking career.
No, he won't.
Yes, he will. Yes,
No,
he
he
will.
won't.
Because
No, he won't.
Brad Marchand is playing with a sports hernia through every fucking game in the playoffs, and David Pasternak shows up late, bullshits in fucking Charleston, during COVID, doesn't act appropriately or professionally, gets hurt, doesn't tough it out, and then is not the same player again. As Brad Marchand, the little rat fuck, goes out there and is consistently one of your best players with the sports turn here. Get the
I'm
fuck
not
out
arguing
of here.
he's not
Bill,
soft.
Hey,
He's
Bill,
still a
here's an
fucking
idea.
superstar.
You suck my dick because David Pastrnak fucking stinks. He's
No, he
a
doesn't.
disappointment.
He scored
He's a
48 fucking goals
disappointment.
this year, and he was a point per game in the fucking playoffs.
How many rings does that guy have?
Game.
How many rings does that guy get the Bruins? How many rings does that guy got the Bruins?
How many? Marchand won a ring fucking 10 years ago.
How many
rings?
rings?
Fuck up as a
I'm
big
not comparing him to
player.
Marchand. David Pastrnak will
Fuck
disappoint you. Fuck you.
And Marchand hasn't. This is the first year. Think about this. Great year, but if you look at his track record before this year and last year in the playoffs, he was fucking abysmal.
How many games he missed in this playoffs, Bill?
I don't care about how many games he missed.
Why? That's what we're
He was
talking
back in fucking Tampa. He was a point per game player. He had 4 goals in the 5 fucking games. Blow me. Is he soft? Yeah, he's soft as shit, but he's still
stellar.
He's still a 50-goal scorer. He's not going to disappoint
stellar.
shit.
Absolutely stellar analysis out of Hockey Guy Bill. Ray, you got anything to add on Marchand and Pastrnak? Both with injuries going to be late to come back to the 21, which is not the season, which is not they have
January.
not decided when.
January 1st.
Yeah, and Pastrnak's not going to be back till February. Blow me, Bill. Shut
let
the
him
fuck
fucking
up
rest.
Two things.
Let him rest. He needs it, the pussy.
2 things. This is going to handicap the Bruins going into the season, obviously. It's going to be a slow start. And 2, Rich, you do not have $10 million, so the Queen will not blow you.
That's a fact. That's the only fact that was said between you two in that last segment. It's disappointing. It's disappointing to see. I mean,
yeah.
What else can you say? Marchand gutted it through, and Pastrnak didn't. What else do you want to say?
I'm not arguing he's not a pussy. I'm just saying he's a fucking superstar player.
Not if he's a pussy.
Top 5 goal scorer in the league. Led the league in goals this year.
Good for him.
Won't do it next year.
Good for him. And they got fucking bounced. He got bounced. He got his ass embarrassed against Tampa. Embarrassed.
So do the rest of the fucking Bruins.
Put him on another line. Bill. Let's see how well he does without Brad Marchand.
Hey, I've been preaching to move him.
Two of the best forwards in the league. Let's see how Pastrnak does on another line without 2 of the best forwards in the league. Let's see.
I've been preaching to put him on the fucking second line, and you fucking know it. So
okay,
let's
see. Let's throw out there and let's throw another blowjob innuendo out there, Bill, as your defense for David Pastrnak as he's going to rest on the bench so we can have him in the playoffs because he's a point per game and makes that much difference. Let's see. Let's let him rest. David fucking Pastrnak. Get the fuck out of here. NFL news and notes. Tuesday Night Football. Bill, hey, this should make you happy. The Titans are playing soon. They should be playing almost right now. These are your Titans. How hard is the Queen?
Tennessee Titans.
How hard is the Queen for Tuesday Titans tonight?
Tuesday football is great. I like Tuesday football.
Ray, he was so salty coming into this, and I just fucking pushed
You just made it worse.
I just pushed that fucking lube button right down to the end.
No, it's awesome, especially since we were supposed to have Patriots football at 5 o'clock on Monday.
That pisses me
on
off.
Indigenous People Day, a.k.a. Columbus Day. And now I have to watch the Buffalo Bills, who I fucking hate, play my backup team, the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, he finally admitted to it. He finally admitted it.
Backup team is so much worse. Just like in case my team that I root for sucks balls, I got this backup team.
I fucking hate the Titans. I just put them in my top 10. God forbid.
Whatever.
God
forbid he has a Ryan Tannehill jersey in his closet. God forbid.
Oh, I hate Ryan Tannehill. Hate his fucking stupid ass coming out of A&M, going to the Dolphins. Fuck him.
Ray, you
got a smoke show for a wife.
Ray, you got Bills or Titans tonight? Bills or Titans tonight, Ray?
Bills.
Hard not to go Bills when the Titans literally have not been able to practice for like 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah. So they might. Have you seen though? They might get screwed next week too because they're playing next Tuesday. Kansas City just popped Bills. Bills KC are next Tuesday. I think they were supposed to play Thursday night this week. They moved it to next Tuesday. The Bills were supposed to be
Thursday, and then they bumped them up to this Tuesday, so they don't have to play 3 games in a row, and then they're going to
play KC next Tuesday.
Yeah.
But get this, KC just got it. Their fullback just tested positive for COVID, so that's something to keep an eye on now.
Okay, I'm going to get to this. When we get to the NFL bubble, I want to we've done this a little bit, but I want to talk about how fucking bad the NFL is screwing up the COVID shit. But let's just rewind quickly to the weekend and the later games in the NFL. Ray, I know your answer to this. Bill, is Dak Prescott's shattered fucking ankle hanging out of his leg still worth $45 million to you?
Not to me, but to Jerry Jones, probably. You're going to franchise him again. You're going to franchise him.
Let the record show, and for the people listening, Dak Prescott was offered 5 years, $175 million this past year. That's $35 million a year, you dumb math brains. And he said no. I don't mean to laugh at it. I don't mean to be Ray and like Gordon Hayward this thing and wrap it up and get the fuck back out there. It's kind of hard
when your bone is sticking out of your skin.
But dude, Dak Prescott, I said this when he denied that. We did the show when he denied that contract. Who the fuck do you think you are, Dak Prescott? $45 million?
He's not playing next year. There's no fucking way he plays next year.
They said it's a 4 to 5 month injury.
Yeah, he's all right.
Shit.
4 to 5, 6 month injury.
Gordon Hayward did the same thing, and he didn't even play for a year. I don't find basketball and a quarterback any different for foot movement. He's
going to be back by next year. Give it a fucking year. He'll be back. He'll start the year on the pup, but he'll be back next year. He'll be back this time next year.
He'll be back, but he's never
Who's gonna
getting
give him a contract?
$35 million
guys tear
again.
what's worse, like I guess shattering your ankle.
Achilles is way worse than.
That's what I'm saying. Guys rupture their Achilles and they're back in a year.
Who's going to sign him? Who's going to sign him?
Dallas. He's not going to leave Dallas, dude.
But not
you think Jerry Jones is going to give him that kind of contract?
You'll franchise tag him, and then you're going to see what you got next year, and then you can move on for him. But he'll be a Dallas Cowboy next year.
Well, I bet.
Guarantee it. Yeah, I do. Guarantee it.
All right. If he's not a Dallas Cowboy, you have to get a Dallas Star dancing in your butthole.
No, on his eye socket.
You're such a fucking
look, we're really going over here. So Vikings are idiots. They didn't kick the field goal Monday night. Russell Wilson is absolutely on fire.
League MVP. League MVP, Russ Wilson.
4th down, they could have kicked a chip shot to go up by 8 with a minute and change. One timeout for Seattle. They didn't. They failed on 4th down, and Russell Wilson goes down and wins in the game. Absolutely fucking stupid. Saints come back and beat the Chargers, but Herbert looks legit. He looks like a real quarterback. Let's see what he looks like when the NFL gets a little bit more tape on him, but good for San Diego. Looks like they got the real deal.
LA.
Sorry, whatever. Speaking of LA, LeBron gets his 4th, and he wants his fucking respect.
Nope.
Initial thoughts on LeBron. So hold on, let me paint the picture. So when they win it, the immediate celebration. He's on the mic and he says, "LA wants the respect, AD wants the respect, blah 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 wants the respect, and I want my damn respect." They have an interview with Rachel Nichols. He backtracks that he's talking about Michael Jordan, and then he goes on Instagram today, Tuesday, and I had the quote. Okay. Up in Smoke Tour, what they gonna say now? I know they'll make up another criteria that nobody else has ever had in the history of the game, but guess what though? Bring it on, please! Exclamation. Heavy is the head that holds the crown. Emoji. They say, let's get it. Hashtag the kid from Akron. Hashtag revenge season completed. What the fuck is this guy talking about? What is he talking about?
Oh, that he's 4-6 in the finals and that he deserves to be the GOAT? I don't get it.
Is he really obsessed and angry that people in conversations are not 100% giving Jordan the GOAT, the greatest of all time status? Because, hey, newsflash, LeBron, like anybody under 30 is calling you the greatest of all time because that's all they've ever seen, and you're very fucking close. You're in the conversation. What the fuck? Where are you looking for the respect? Jesus Christ, man, people suck your dick left and right every single fucking day. What is his problem? Out of these 3 people on this show, I've been the LeBron supporter, as much as that pains me to say as a Celtics fan, because I think that he's a unbelievable fucking talent. We won't see someone like him for a very long time in the NBA. He's as a pure basketball player, might be the best that we've ever seen. But this shit like this is undefensible. Like, what the fuck is he talking about? You just won, dude. Just shut up. Go drink some wine with your 6-year-old kid and shut the fuck up. Bill, basketball Bill, any reaction to LeBron winning and being a little bitch boy after winning his 4th championship in 10 tries?
I watched every second of this NBA series.
I know you did.
LeBron's a fucking cunt. That's all I got out of that. I can't stand him. They put some respect on my name, thinking he's fucking Birdman over here. Fuck him. I'm just so sick of it. Everybody respects you, dude. Fuck off. You're not. He's not in my Jordan conversation. He's number 2. Jordan will always be number 1. And I never heard Jordan clamor, put respect on my name. I'm the greatest of all time. How many times have you heard this out of LeBron now? It's the same fucking thing. It was the same shit you heard him after win 1. Or we goes to Miami, he's going to win not 6, not fucking 7. It's like, dude, shut up. You know, I don't give a shit what you do off the court. You're a great guy off the court. But on the court, I hope you fucking rupture your both Achilles, hoisting that fucking trophy, and never play again. I fucking hate you.
He is insufferable. I like as a basketball player. Now this is gonna sound terrible to say as a Celtics fan, but as a basketball player, he's second, now third, because I remember watching Michael play, but we were young, so it doesn't really resonate as much. But Kobe, I loved watching Kobe Bryant play basketball, and I love watching LeBron James play basketball, but he's such a douchebag. He's such an insufferable fucking douchebag that's been handed shit to him since his existence, it seems like, in the basketball world. And for like just people love you, man. Like, you're okay. It's fine. People like you. You don't. It's fine. And if you want to be the heel, if you want to be the bad guy that everybody wanted you to be in Miami, then you should have came out with Rachel Nichols and said, "Yeah, I'm better than Michael Jordan. I'm the greatest of all time. Prove me fucking wrong." If he went full heel, if he went and said "fuck you" to everybody, including Jordan, I would have been. You might see me in a LeBron jersey, because at least you own your shit like Kobe did. That's why I respected Kobe. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm Kobe. I don't give a fuck about Michael Jordan." That's what Michael Jordan said. He said, "Fuck you, I don't give a fuck about Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. I'm Michael Jordan." And that's why he was the greatest, and that's why he will continue to be the greatest. And LeBron can't touch his shit because he's so insufferable off the court about people liking him and his persona and his bullshit.
And he could never do it by himself. It's the same narrative everyone says Jordan, too. Jordan couldn't do shit till Pippen came, and all, you know, the Lakers, the Pistons were all up there in age, but it's the same narrative with fucking LeBron. He couldn't do it by himself either. He had to go chase titles in South Beach, goes back to Cleveland with a fucking, at the time, a rising superstar in Kyrie Irving. I know we all fucking hate him, but I mean, shit, look where he was in Game 7. You know, who hits the 3 to go ahead? Now you go fucking chase AD to LA. It's like, dude, come on. You want to prove something? Prove to be you're the number 1 guy in the league. Prove that you can win something by yourself. I'm so sick of these fucking superstar fucking trying to play with everybody, the big 3, all this other shit. At least every guy on Jordan's team was fucking drafted. He didn't go chasing titles and to go from team to team to team chasing titles like LeBron has and any superstar that wants to play with him. Pippen and Jordan were fucking drafted by that team. Rodman, yes, came later, but what?
He was traded
on draft day. Whatever. It was draft day trade.
I understand that, Bill. I understand that. I somewhat agree with that take. It's a different era, so you got to kind of take it into consideration. I will say this would be an interesting discussion, maybe a Sunday. Like, what's the best championship out of all those guys? Because Kobe can be argued that did it with the least amount of talent around him. Pau Gasol was his number 2.
And he won back-to-back.
When he beat the Celtics.
Andrew Bynum as your center?
He beat Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. I get at the end of their careers. But Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Rajon Rondo, Kobe beat him with Pau Gasol. So if you want to talk about, you know, not doing it by yourself, and for all you Kobe haters, and Kobe's dead to me, Bill, you heartless bastard, and you Celtics fans out there that don't want to give the Lakers any credit for anything, Kobe Bryant did it, got that championship. But LeBron going down 3-1 and beating those guys, that's hard to fucking beat. Whether with Kyrie or not. I don't want to labor on LeBron James. He's insufferable off the court. He's incredible on the court.
Fuck him.
Top 5 player of all time. But shut the fuck up. Speaking of insufferable, the MLB playoffs are in the championship series.
Look at that smile you just
and look at that gray beard fucking smile roll on his face. Now, Bill, I saved time for you. Not a lot of time, but I saved time for you to talk about the MLB playoffs. Let me get the ALCS out of your way. Tampa Bay Rays are up 1-0 over the Astros. Raymond.
2-0. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, they just won today.
I'm sorry, they won today. Have the Astros luck run out? Have the cheaters luck run out quickly? Raven.
Yes.
Okay, Bill, give me your synopsis on the Braves. Are they the best team left in baseball? They're going to win the World Series. And by the way, Kershaw is out.
Out
Kershaw
tonight.
Kershaw ball lickers that told me that he was not a bad playoff pitcher. He's out because he has back problems. Fuck you, Kershaw. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only team that hasn't lost yet. I mean, they gave up 1 run to that huge Dodgers lineup. You know, Mookie Betts leading off, Bellinger, all those guys there. Timely hitting, too. Braves 4 runs in the 9th inning. You know, Freddie Freeman hit a home run, get him started. Fryer, good pitching. I still think Braves in 7. I think Braves will win the World Series.
Okay, you heard it here first. Billy Braves. This has been the Simple Mind Sports Show, Wednesday edition, October 14th. We'll see you tomorrow for Early Lines. Check us out on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. Give us a subscribe and like. We don't beg for that often, but I did tonight. Bye. LeBron's a douche.
He's fucking guts, dude.
I was literally like,
Hate it.
I don't care that he won a championship. I don't mind. I like watching him play against Jimmy Butler. I enjoy you on the court. And then he did 3 interviews, and I went, fuck this fucking guy. Holy shit, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You have everything in the world. What are you so mad about? Jesus.
Fuck him.
Mike's got 6.
Fuck
You
the Lakers.
lost 6.
Yeah. He's got to have 7, and he has to have 7 and a winning record in the finals in order to be in that conversation.
If
He ain't getting there. He's
no
dude, he's
fucking way.
36 years old, bro. Come on.
If
At some
Brady
point,
went,
your body's
if
gonna break.